Let's get raw and real.
I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Jade.
These are unfiltered conversations.
On becoming who we really are. And today, our topic is really fun. So, we are going to be talking about the time or a time that we felt most free, or like the ever free. I can't even talk today. Words are hard. The most
Words.
free we've ever felt. Like moments
Yeah.
where we've like broken the rules, followed our intuition, lived in full expression, what happened, what we learned. It's about to get real.
Okay. I have something that's like alive for me that's like around this topic that I want to talk about before we get into that.
Ooh, okay.
I
I'm like, let me get my popcorn.
Oh, wait a minute. Um, okay, so this is interesting. So you know how like I'm performing in a cabaret next week
Mhm.
and um it's it's performing, right? So it's like dressing up, it's like looking a certain way, it's holding a certain vibe. And what's really interesting is I'm like, when we're talking about like being raw, being ourselves, being who we are, I'm, and this is going to be in Miami. I'm this jungle girl. Like I haven't shaved for like 8 years. Like I just am wild. I'm natural. I'm just who I am. And yeah, that's just who I am. So like
I love
what's really
that.
interesting is like I'm now in this space where I was like, wait, is that going to be okay? Like, the energy is like wanted to be for it to be like, it's Miami, it's clean, it's upscale, it's like, lots of makeup and I'm like, so I asked and the girl that's the person that's running it was like, I just care more about like she's like clean shavens, like whatever to me. Hair is cool as long as you just have like a like full face of makeup. And and then someone else chimed in who's like helping her organize and was like saying more from the perspective of like yeah, but um we want to like attend to like the men that are there. And like sometimes she's saying like men, in her experience, she gets like weird looks and like they don't like the hair and this and that. And so she was saying it's more of like her like self-love to like shave and like do all the things and like pamper herself before going into a space like that. And so I'm like,
Hmm.
I totally see that perspective. And I'm like, but that's not me. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, how do I be me here? And then I'm like, am I attaching to hair as being me? Like, there's also that
Right.
perspective. It's just
Yeah.
hair. Like, why am I? So I have all these different perspectives and I'm like drowning in them right.
Oh, that's so hard too, because like well, and just like we've kind of talked about before, it's like you were like set on this, you're super excited about it. You're like, I'm going to do this thing I wanted to do forever. And then here come all the outside world, like perspectives and views and what you should and shouldn't do. So, of course, I'm going to tell you to keep going with what you want to do and who you are because that's what's most aligned. And even if it turns out to be an experience that isn't what you thought it was going to be, you are still 100% yourself and showing up as yourself. And like now like, okay, maybe Miami isn't the place I do this like again, but I've experienced it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Cause yeah, that's my whole journey is like learning to be me truly, fully. And I am so influenced. Like I know that about myself of outsiders' perspective because I like we were talking about with our moms, like we
Hmm.
we want to be liked. We want to like please people. And like that's also the journey, like letting go of that and being like it's okay to just be me and
Yes.
let yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's really
100%. And
helpful.
that's like I feel that so much too, because that's how I kind of felt like in the corporate world. I'm like, here I am. I'm like, I have this like what I like to call like my hippie side. I'm like, I'm super like hippie, like nature. Like, I don't like being in the office. I don't want to be talking to a million different people all the time. I want to just be lackadaisical and have slow mornings and just like be this way. But then I have this other side of me that's like, okay, I have to get up, get in this corporate office, get these nice dress clothes on, make sure my hair doesn't look wild like it does right now because I literally rolled out of bed and did nothing, and look presentable and like, like go do all this stuff. Society says.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I guess like that's when both of those parts feel good, like when they're in check and they're both like, oh, I like dressing up for work and I like going to the corporate world and I also like my natural side. I think that's great, but I think it's when
Mhm.
one part is like we don't like going into the corporate world. We don't like having to do these things to for other people. Like that's when it's like it
When
feels
you're
like
like
it's out
putting
of
on the
balance.
mask. That's how I started thinking.
Right.
I'm like, oh, let me put on my mask for the day to be this person.
Right.
Like, it's hard like melding the two. And I think that's part of what
Right.
this is going to be for you, is like an experience of like, how can this meld together? And if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. And you can, it just like evolves over time if it's something you're going to do again for sure. Because I
Totally.
think there's like, I almost hate that she even said that to you, because I feel like that's just like you said, she even said, from my experience. Like, great, that's
Right.
from your experience. Like,
Right.
you aren't going to have the same experience as she does. And there might be tons of men that, because you are so innately that way, like it's so eminent and just like protrudes from you. So there's going to be men that are so fucking drawn to that and love that. Like, I
Right.
know tons of men that are like, if she shaves her armpits, I'm not. Like,
Right.
they literally, like, they want natural, all the hair, like just completely
Totally.
natural like you are. I love that you haven't shaved in 8 years. I'm a shaver. I literally hate hair. I'm like, I've
Yeah.
shaved all of my body since I was like, I think 12. Literally. Like, I
Yeah.
started shaving
Yeah.
when I was like 12 or 13, and I was like, I don't want any of it. Like,
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like personal preference.
Exactly. I think that's what it comes down to. And um I love what you said. Like that's kind of how what I feel the lesson is here is like being myself fully in each space that I'm going into and learning like you're saying like, oh, okay, this isn't for me and like I'm gonna pivot or just being in that space and magnetizing because of who I am. Like
Hmm.
I learned that with Fansly. Like, I am who I am in this space and I draw in the people who love natural women and love my vibe. Like I'm not changing myself to be anything that I'm not. And
Yeah.
it's interesting too because I'm already having these like downloads because I love dancing, I love being seen, I love it's funny that I use the word performing because even that I'm like that doesn't feel like it. I know that's the word, but I'm like that's not what I'm wanting to call
Does
it.
it feel that way for you? Like, you don't feel like you're
Exactly.
performing. You're like, I'm not a puppet up here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was already like thinking, oh my God, I could see myself like creating something like this, but in Costa Rica or wherever I'm living and have it be like Girls of the Jungle and it just be like this like
Ooh.
raw, natural, like dance, maybe strip, whatever it wants to be experience. Because I was like, there's nothing like that. And I
Yeah.
I don't want to change myself to be in all of these spaces and I want a space for me to do that. So
Yep. So you got to create
create
it.
it.
I love that. That's so awesome. And it's just like you said, like it's just not fitting into a box. Like, you can't please everyone. Everyone's gonna have their preferences. Everyone's gonna have the things they like and dislike. Like, you just gotta find your tribe and attract it and create it. Like, you create your own reality. So yeah.
Totally.
I love
Yeah.
that. That would be so amazing too. I would come see your show.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be there.
Oh, okay, thank you. I just like needed to talk about that because it was like just happening and I'm like, like
Right. Like, we need to know now. No, I love
yeah,
that.
I'm like I feel like I like can't drop in unless like I clear this. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. You said exactly what I needed to hear. So
Well, good. Yeah, we're like our this is actually for anyone listening, this is actually just our like weekly talk. We're just on video and we just like get right into it. So y'all just get to listen to our literal like we're like, all right, weekly check-in. What's going on with you?
How you doing?
Yeah, literally. Like that's why I almost like with the topic too. It's like, okay, like we might not even get to that topic. Because I really
I
just love,
know.
like, honestly, like, this is so, like, real. Like, people go through this all the time. This, like, struggle of, like, am I supposed to be in this space? And, like, what should I do? And how do I get there? And, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's so important for people to know about, too. And there's actually, I remember, actually, it was, Larissa here. I remember she was supposed to, she had like posted about this and she was supposed to like present somewhere, but they wanted her to like take out her nose ring or something because it was like a very religious place. And she was so excited for this opportunity to share. And she was just like, okay, like, let me think about this. Like, do I take my nose ring out, which is a part of me and who I am, and I'm not, and filter myself? Or do I just not do this, even though I'm super excited about it because clearly something is not aligning and I don't want to water myself down in any shape, form, or fashion because I've done that for so long and I'm not going to anymore. And I
Yeah.
love when, like, I'm getting chills right now. I'm like, oh, like, I loved when she talked about that. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how often do you literally like filter yourself or water yourself down in the
Yes.
like areas that you or the rooms you walk into or wherever you're at? Like, and like, why are we
Totally.
doing that? Why are we doing that?
Totally. And that's where I like even I start to like feel into this world and like of like performing and like I'm like how many I think majority of women like to do this, like they like to like you're saying like clean shaven and dress up and it's fun, but like I wonder how many are just doing it because that's just what you do, like, you
Right.
know, like me just
They've
being in
never
such a,
put, sorry,
yeah,
you're
like
good.
me being in such a like different like I've always lived in communities all around the world that it's like your body is beautiful no matter what it looks like natural, like just like no makeup and just nudity, like it's very like I've only been in that world, so it's so interesting to like now be like experiencing, I forgot what Miami was like it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, it really is. Like you could not have a more like you like you just went from one side of the spectrum all the way to the other, no in between. It's like we are here in a community outdoors naked or super high prestigious social. We are dressed to the fucking nines, lip injections, Botox, all the fakeness. I mean, not fakeness. I hate saying that word because like whatever makes you feel beautiful, but like yeah,
Yeah.
just like enhancements, enhancements.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, totally. And it's it's funny too because I actually lived outside like in Homestead, which is like right outside of Miami. So I lived in Miami for a year, but like I found the community in Miami that was exactly what I'm talking about, like raw on the farm, like rugged, real, like so it's just I never really fully dropped into that experience of Miami. Um, but either way, like yeah, I just this messaging of like yeah, like I feel like we learn this all the time, like how much of what what is true to us or what we like or what we don't like is taught to us and told to
Mhm.
us over the years, and like how do we even know what that is, like
Right. Yeah. It's hard, like, and like you said, like we don't even like think about it. It's just so like innate because we've had it just instilled in us for so many years growing up as a kid. And then all of a sudden, like that one time when you're like, wait, what? And all of a sudden your door is just like blown open to this whole new world of like, wait. And then you start questioning everything.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
it's like, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about, like, wait a minute, like, is my whole life a sham? Like, what just happened?
Right,
Like, who is me? Like, what do I actually like?
right, Yeah, 1,000%. That started happening when I was living in New York City. I started asking myself that question, like, what do I want? Like over and over again, because I felt like I just my whole life was like a complete like abandoning of myself, like over and over and over again. Like I think we even talked about this before of like, I knew from a very early age, like I didn't want to get married and I didn't want to have kids. And then even in my relationship with my ex-husband, we were like, um, talking about marriage and being like, well, he's like, well, I ended up compromising and, I
Mhm.
didn't really want to get married and he really did. And it was like, maybe that's just like, if that's such a big, maybe it's just not aligned, right? Like, if that's such
Yeah.
a big, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum with that, and instead I was like, okay, let me just like ignore my needs and desires and like meet you in the middle. And so, yeah, it's such a like interesting topic. And then um the first time that I really tried to truly started coming back to myself was when I was like was during COVID. Like everyone's like big awakening, I like to call it.
Right.
Like of hopping in my car and just being like, I I know the world is on lockdown right now, but I really need this. Like I really need to just trust myself and do what is calling to me in this moment. And like I was hopping in my car and like with my dog and just like driving cross country and living out of my car and like through that journey I came alive and I came back to myself and like in such a way that I hadn't even realized I abandoned myself um in ways like that. So yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it could be so subtle. Like there's
Mhm.
so many like fine lines of like um even just like, for instance, going to Miami and performing, like I don't really wear super like high ends like lingerie and stuff, but there's
Mhm.
a part of me that's excited to experience that. But there's a part of me that's also like, can I just wear like maybe like broad jungle, like whatever clothes? Like
You're like jungle's coming to cabaret.
exactly.
Just so you know.
Yeah. But like, like clothes are like, okay, I'm like, I'll see how I feel. And but they can also be taken off. Like body hair to me is like part of me. So there's just so many little subtleties all the time.
Yeah, it's super
But
interesting. Do you feel like your hair is like part of your identity though? Because like I feel like especially like people with long hair, like I have super long hair and like people that get in that like, and I'm in this mode right now of like I do not want to cut my hair. But it does hold a lot as well. I mean, like think
true.
about like how long you've had it and like it actually holds a lot of like emotions as well. But do you feel like because I don't have the body hair. So I'm like, I can only attest for like my hair on my head kind of like vibes. But do you feel like it's kind of part of your identity? Or is it just more of like an extension of you?
Yeah, really good question. I was thinking about this. I was like, am I like attaching to this or is this just like who I am? Um, I feel like there's parts of me that feel like both. Um, I don't know how to explain it because like parts of me are like this because I have body hair, it just I guess it automatically is like shows people like, oh, she's just like a natural girl. Like it's like a
Hmm.
very like easy like this is who I am.
Right.
Um
Like a marker. It's like, oh, you can look at me and tell like I'm a very natural person.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's most of what it is.
I
But
love
there
that
but there
though.
is
You're like, this is my way to show easily for people to like, because everyone judges a book by their cover, so they can just be like, oh, like she's got armpit hair. She definitely is like a natural, chill, like natural girl. Like, and by
yeah.
me looking at me, some people think I'm like super high maintenance, especially these promos, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm super natural, like but I do shave. Like, but like
Right.
natural in like a different way. And like people do perceive me in this certain way a lot of the time. Like I've noticed that throughout my whole life. And I'm just like, no, I'm not even like that at all, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Um, how like you're perceived differently because of, like you
Hmm.
said, judging a book by its cover. Um, yeah, so I think in that aspect, like it really does feel like an extension of me. And by like changing that, it feels like it's just not who I am. Like,
Yeah. So would you ever shave like if they had told you to shave, do you think you would have? Because like it grows back too. So it's not like something
right,
that you're like life altering, you know what I mean?
totally. I know, I was thinking about that too. And okay, this sounds silly, it's a little bit, but like I was like, my hair is like my armpit hair. It's like fully grown out, right? Like if
Yeah.
I was to shave it and then it like comes out as stubble, like even that, I'm like that part of it, I'm like, it just looks like I didn't shave. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Rather than it being like, here I am, like she's clearly not shaving.
Yeah.
That like in between stage feels really weird and vulnerable to me. Um,
Yes, it is. It really is
yeah,
though.
yeah,
Interesting. So it's almost like you don't even want to like put yourself through that. You're like, I'm at this point. So like I'm not going to go through that again. Like I don't need to go through that vulnerability, like in between this is newer for me, like kind of stage. You're like, I am done with that. Like I'm here and I'm staying here and going forward, not backwards.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it feels. It's like I'd be
Yeah.
like starting all over again just to get to where I am if I did that.
Yeah. How long did it take to grow out? I'm like super interested about this because I've been meaning to ask you about that with like the hair and everything. Because I feel like my hormones are just like so crazy right now. So if I even have like two or I feel like they're leveling back out though. It's been better. I've been doing like a magnesium spray now,
Mm,
but that's helped a lot already. But I feel like I just like I'm so sensitive to smells, like
mm.
super sensitive to smells. And so like I feel like I get like stinky within like a day or two. And then I'm like, oh, let me shave it off because it helps like keep that away. But I like wonder because you have curly hair too. So I'm like, if I let mine grow out, is mine literally gonna like look like this? Like, is it gonna just be like my hair like this long, like out of my armpit completely straight? Like when does it stop?
Oh my God.
These are things
That's
that run through
so
my
funny.
mind when I've like thought about like not shaving my armpit. Are we gonna have
You
four
know,
just like straight hair hanging down for me?
yeah,
Like
just
like when does it stop?
that's so funny. You know, I I don't know. I mean, the answer is like it's definitely grown a little bit more since like I feel like it was like an inch and now it's like an inch and a half. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
it's
just
still
like
growing.
slowed up.
Yeah, it's just like super slow, but it's like still going. But my leg hair hasn't grown at all. Like it's just gotten
Yeah,
to this point and it's like we're just here. And I think same with like uh my like vagina hair. It's like
it just like
yeah,
stops
I
at a
think
certain point. It's like this is as long as I'm
yeah,
getting.
exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of like and we're here.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, yeah. Because I mean, that's how it is for guys. Like, it's not like they just have like it just like keeps growing out. That's
Exactly.
literally what I think. Like, that's where my mind goes. I'm like, oh my God, it'd be like 4 inches long, just hanging straight down under my pits. Like you could literally braid it or like
Like
shake it around. Yeah, I don't know.
oh
I'm
my
too
God.
imaginative,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, I don't think it'll get to that point where you can like cover your boobs with it.
Right. Like, this is just my armpit hair. Just cover my nipples.
This is how I clothe myself.
Just braid it across my chest so I can use it as a bra.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh my God. Yep.
Maybe I will get to that point and that will be my performing outfit.
Right. I can't wait for this. Oh, I
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you. Like yeah, that like really helped to like feel into, because yeah, that's been like, I feel like as women, like that's like a huge part of our journey is like
Mm-hmm.
there's been so much of a like abandoning of ourselves to please, and it just comes from like generations of um like just different, man women, husband wife dynamics, even like this is the roles of the woman, this is the roles of the man, and that's your roles. Like you need to abandon yourself just to fit into those roles. And I feel like we are given this like opportunity and privilege in our generation to like be like, let go of all of that and be like, who are we? What do we actually want? Like, and I feel like it's almost like this journey that I feel like I get to move through for my ancestry. Like that feels really big because my mom and my grandma didn't have the opportunity to be themselves, whatever that looks
100%.
like.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we're in such a wave of like generational uh curse breakers, I guess you could say. Like,
yeah.
and I don't know if it's just because we're all just like connecting. So like in my world and like the things that are around me and that I associate myself with, like I feel like I just have this huge troop of like generational curse breakers around me, one of them
Yeah.
as well. And we're just like doing so much healing and work. And it's just interesting, like the different realms that come through. Like I saw something, I can't remember who posted it, literally, I think this morning or yesterday. And she was talking about how you like choose your mother. It was so beautifully written. Like,
Mm.
I wish I could find this really quick. Maybe I can.
Yeah, I would love that.
I should have sent it to you. I wish I had. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I might have sent it to someone. Let's see. But it was just like insanely beautiful, talking about how you choose your mother, how all of her, because all of her hurts and traumas and things that she went through, you literally in her womb are
Mm.
downloading all of that information and experiencing all of that information. And then you come out into this world having already experienced this, and your nervous system are already reacting to these things. And then you get to be the one to change it. Like, oh,
Mm.
I'm like getting chills. And I'm just like, especially for people that have strained relationships with their mothers, like the mother-daughter combo, where it's very strained and it's like, I don't really, I need to keep you here, like for me, which is fine too. And she even mentioned that in this post. But to just like look at what that has taught you and like what your mother went through and have an appreciation for that, because it teaches you all the things that you needed to know so you don't do those things. And I think
Mm.
people kind of forget about looking at it from that aspect sometimes, like, oh, I have this so I don't do that. Like now I can go over here. I mean, it's not easy work, but like we're gonna go over
Right.
here and do all the other things now to help
Yeah.
clear up this lineage.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, thank you for your prefacing that, because like that is like, yeah, I've heard this before too. Like our soul chooses our family and like our mothers to learn from them. And it may not, learning doesn't always look like I'm a teacher and I'm going to tell you this and then you learn it. Like that's not it's like you're saying, it's like
Yeah.
we learn from their experiences of like, oh, they're doing this. Like I don't want to do that. And so I
Hmm.
get to change and like, yeah, and grow and be that. Yeah, that's been a big one with me and my mom too. It's interesting too because I was saying this to my mom of like when I was little, she would like praise me for marching to the beat of my own drum.
Hmm.
And it's interesting as I get older, she because that, as a child, it's like you're still in these like parameters of like what is acceptable with your mother, like you're still there. And then as
Hmm.
you get older and your mother like or whoever needs to like let go of that, marching to the beat of your own drum is like, me just like posting nude pictures on the internet is like not okay. So
Right.
like it's interesting, yeah, how that perspective is like cherished when you're little, and then when you get older, it's like, what are you doing with your life? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, well, and it's just that acceptance of like, I didn't do this because my mom said it. This, we're like taught at a certain age, like you have to grow up and you have to go to school and you have to go to college and you get your degree and like, whatever it is for your family, like that's how it was for mine. Like, so I have this degree that I don't use ever. I was like,
same,
cool.
same.
Got it though.
Yep,
Check. Like,
exactly.
yeah, and they just like it's almost like this certain age. I feel like it's almost like middle school for some reason. We're like expected to just be like, okay, now you have to choose one path and this is it. And you can't do all the other things. And it's just hard for them to like accept and let go when you don't go the way they did. Because it's
Yes,
new and they don't know. I think it just brings up so much fear for them. They're just like, oh my God, like I didn't do that. So I don't know how to like protect you and put this bubble around you with it and tell you all the
totally.
things that I feel like and use wisdom because they don't have any wisdom or knowledge in that area. So it's just like, ah. They're like,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
absolutely. And it's interesting, like even my specific like human design, like of being a manifester, is literally like paving your own way.
Hmm.
And I've there I remember in high school the book, what was it, The Path Less Taken or The Road Less Taken or something.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I remember hearing that and I was like, something hit me. I was like, this is me. Like I'm not here to take the path that else is taking. And so yeah, so I think that that's a big, like, that will always come up in my journey, like all across my life, is like, what's the road that everyone's taking, and like, is that true to me? It's like I
I love
constantly
that.
keep, yeah, coming up against that.
Yeah. So that's the question. That's like the ending question right there. Like, what road are you going down and which one are you taking?
Mm.
I love that. I'm like, ooh, chills.
Which road is your road?
Yeah.
And which
Which road
road
are
is
you
the
gonna
road everyone
take?
else is
Yeah,
taking?
a hundred
There may be a
percent.
shortcut.
Right. There are no shortcuts, just more lessons and journeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, guys, it's been raw and real. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Jade. Stay tuned for more unfiltered conversations.
Finger
Finger
guns.
gun.